Where are you coming to us from?
Central Florida,
How are you liking out there in Florida?
peaceful. In
Yeah?
Central Florida, yeah, I'm out on a lake right now, just wind chimes and acres.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So what do you got going on in terms of like the next 6 months to a year in terms of, yourself and some goals? Give us some insight on what you got going on.
Just steadily like increasing my coaching business. That's always the biggest thing for me. That's
Mm,
where my passion's at. I've been getting the itch thinking about doing a show next year.
mm,
So we're gonna start playing around with that, see if the timing's right.
mm. What show?
Um,
What show are you thinking?
I don't know. It's
Mm,
just the itch right now. So like I gotta like huddle up with a couple people and figure out what the game plan is.
Who's in your corner in terms of like you got a trainer, nutrition coach? What's that
I
look
mean, I
like?
got a couple guys, a handful of guys to pick from. I just don't know yet who I want to just dial in with. I'm good friends with Derek Longford,
Mm,
Mr. Olympia. So like picking his brain is always key.
mm,
And a couple other guys that have been, deep in shows.
mm. What are you looking to what weight group are you looking to jump on stage?
I want to do classic physique, man. I tried
Mm,
bodybuilding back in the day and got smoked because of my height. The
mm,
guys just filled out more than me, and it was just like one of those things where I want to go to the classic look.
mm.
So probably somewhere, maybe heavyweight, obviously, because light heavy, I tried that at 190, and I look like a pencil at 190.
Wow. Okay. What do you walk around at? Like 250?
I actually just weighed myself today because I figured that would be like a question.
Yeah.
So it was like 248.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty close. 250. That's pretty
Yeah,
close. Yeah.
248.
Nice. So what do you want to step on stage at? Like two?
Probably 230 ish, maybe 235, but like dialed.
Mm,
But at
mm,
the same time, I don't know what I'm gonna look like at these weights because it's been a while since I've jumped up. So like now I've moved my calories up to roughly 3,500. Before they were sitting at like 3,220 and
mm,
just cruising at that for
mm,
years. So I'm
mm.
just like it's time to do a little change up. So I'm gonna slowly increase every like 3 weeks. I'm gonna jump the calories up.
Mm. Well, I mean, bro, looking at your traps right now, I gotta admit, I'm a little bit jealous. Okay, I'm a little jelly of these traps. Give us some insight on these traps. Like, how do you get traps like?
Honestly, I don't do trap workouts, man.
Really?
It probably all stems from like my side laterals and just squeezing at the top possibly, and also I do a lot of face pulls,
Mm,
seated rows, but high seated rows.
mm.
So somewhere around there between that and rear delt work. I'm
Nice.
sure there's some activation there, but I generally do not run to the rack and start doing shrugs at all.
Mm. What do you find, when you're going into this competition? Like, is there a body part or something that you really want to bring up that you feel like maybe could
Yeah,
do a little bit of
I
work?
feel like I need to bring up my arms and my calves
Mm.
and
What's
my hamstrings. Definitely, my quads make my hamstrings disappear from the side. Like I can't even see them. So
when you want to bring up a muscle, like how do you go about hitting it? Are you like the type of person who likes to hit it a couple times a week, or like
yeah,
give us some insight?
roughly like two, maybe three times. I usually have like 2 days per body part, and then like there's a free day where I just work on a lagging body part. So like if
Mm,
it's hamstrings and calves, I'll do them 3 times a week.
So right now, like, what's your training regime like look like in terms of like, are you going 5 days a week, 6 days a week, twice?
Six, six. I do about 25 minutes of cardio on an incline at like roughly 3.5 on like a six, just to
Mm,
get the body cooking, and then I'll start my actual workout.
mm. Are you training anybody yourself or no?
I have online clients right now, but nobody that's trying to do a show, just more lifestyle
Mm,
coaching, getting them
mm,
back, to feeling good and the mindset and all that.
mm. Do you ever like get to the gym and maybe you don't feel like training. You know,
Absolutely.
you know,
Absolutely. Yeah.
what do you? How do you like push through those days? Like, give us some tips.
Just, I mean, starts with usually if I don't feel like doing something or I'm not feeling the workout, when I'm doing my cardio, I'll try to find like videos and stuff to watch. You
Mm,
know, those ones with the voiceovers get you amped up and
mm,
motivated.
mm,
And then just
mm,
take it slow. Like I just don't like if I'm not feeling it, let me just not rush into it and feel
mm,
it out. And usually towards like the middle after the first or second exercise, I start surging again and I start feeling good about being there
mm.
instead of skipping out on it.
What do you like? Who motivates you? Like, you listen to, like, for me, I mean, it sounds crazy, but I listen to this Russian hip hop music. I mean, and this kind of like gets me going. What's your kind of go to?
90s hip hop is my thing, man. I'm stuck in the 90s.
Oh,
80s rock as well, but
nice.
like I'm still stuck in the past, man. I can't get over the hump. Now I know why our parents were always just like our music generation was better than yours, and I get it now.
Yeah, yeah. Are you one of those like hard gainers in terms of like when you hit the gym, are you there for like over an hour or like what's
Hour and a half, hour 40, two
yeah.
hours is like overkill, losing track of time, maybe longer on the cardio, but never over
Mm,
ever over like an hour and 40 is like that's like my max.
mm. What do you find hardest when it comes to the competing?
Worrying about everybody else.
Mm, mm,
The mind game of it. How's
mm,
everybody else looking? Do
mm,
I look like crap? I always
mm,
look like crap. You're your worst enemy when it comes to the
mm,
mirror.
mm. Do you like when it comes to like the last 24 hours, do you have like a system that usually works for you, or do you kind of like change it up? Like,
Just zone out, man. Just kind of keep the people that are most important around.
mm,
Back in my parents both competed,
mm,
so I grew up watching them prep. They owned a gym back in the 80s and early 90s, so I grew up in the gym, running
mm,
around, playing with all the machines and stuff, while my dad and my mom were aggressively training to compete. They were their own training partners, and that
mm,
was that.
mm. Nowadays, obviously, a lot of people are talking about peptides, right? It's like
Yeah,
everywhere. What are your thoughts on peptides?
I mean, I, I I don't have anything bad to say about them. I currently take some, so I
Mm,
mean, well, it's just kind of rough to figure out what really works because I am dieting properly. I am going to the gym daily, and then I'm adding these in. It's like so many things going on at once. I don't really know what's the stronger part of the whole combination.
mm,
But, from information wise, I know that they are essential and they do work. It's just the whole lifestyle wrapped around it. You just kind of cruise, I
mm.
would say.
So, in terms of like, post workout, are you the type of person that like has like a, meal right away, or do you go into like a shake, or what's the calorie,
It
hit look like?
depends. It depends when I get home. Like today, I knew I had you, and I had just got back from the gym like an hour before this, so I just hit a shake. I did 2 scoops. It was like 85 grams of protein, a cup of oats, a whole banana, and like a nice little glob of peanut butter, all measured. It's nothing's by the hip, but that's what I had for my little post workout. But usually I go like a turkey and rice meal.
Mm, mm.
Usually,
Nice. So, do you have any sort of like things that have really worked for you in terms of the recovery? There's a lot of people out there doing cryo. There's a lot of people out there doing ice baths. What's your kind of like, recovery routine
my
look?
recovery, honestly, dude, I'm gonna be 100% honest, is like one of my biggest lagging things that I do for myself.
Mm,
So, like, as far as stretching, terrible with that. My wife's always getting on me with that because she's like the complete opposite. Everything's like calisthenics, stretching,
mm,
functional movements, and I'm over here just like grunt strength, tugging weight, pushing weight, but
mm,
never really do the stretching post workout like I should.
mm.
So. I've
Mm,
never done a cryo. I've never done the leg boots. I've never done any of that. Usually I do like a massage here and there, like every 3 months.
mm. So you must feel pretty good then. Like you like if
I honestly do, but the knees are probably the first things that are showing that
mm,
it's a little rough out there come
mm.
leg day. But
So are you?
they're holding strong. I wrap them up and
Yeah.
feel it out. I never try to get too crazy. Every once in a while I'll humble myself and get under the free squat and see if I still got it. But typically
Mm,
I stay in the Smith and machines just so I can just control the environment more. When you
mm,
start getting under the free squat, it's like certain things can go. You're either in it or you're not. And I just rather just be safer than sorry. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not here
mm,
to peak and set like world records or anything. Like
mm,
I just want to
mm,
be able to show up and do this until I can't.
mm,
Hopefully around 60. So I see older guys and then they're always like you're this, that, the other. But like I'm looking at them, I'm like, I want to still be able to show up when you show up
mm,
at this
mm,
age.
mm. How old are you?
I turn 42 tomorrow, man.
Oh, you're young. You're young. You're
You, how old
young.
are you, man?
I'm gonna be 45 on Wednesday or on Thursday.
45. Well, you look
Thursday.
great too, man. It's something in the
Uh,
water out
It's the
here.
Botox. It's the Botox.
It's the boat.
Yeah.
Lord.
So give us some insight in terms of like a lot of people have like a certain number of sets when they hit the gym, like they want to hit like 20 sets or 30 sets. Is
Yeah.
it for like a
So
muscle group? What's that
typically,
look like?
I'm like a slow train, just
Mm,
that starts cooking and cooking. So like I usually do like, so let's just say on the chest press, I'll go 45, then 45, 25, then 45, 45, then 45, 25, or 45, 45, 20, until like I hit that limit where you know, it's the struggle. I just don't go, you know, warm up with 135 and then just jump straight into it, dude. My joints, my shoulders, everything. Like I don't like surprises, so I like to work up in weight, whether it takes me 6 sets or
mm,
four. That's how I work up on all my weight. Even plate loaded, pin loaded. Everything's just a slow burn for me.
mm.
So
What did
I'm more of a volume kind of guy.
what advice would say C-Bum? What does he give you when he sees your physique when you're training? What does he tell you to do?
Seabon, I never met him.
Or who was the guy
Or
you fixed?
Derek.
Darren, sorry. Yeah.
Well, he's told me first thing he's just like, "How much are you eating?" And
Mm,
I was just like, "Why?" He's just like, "Because your hamstrings are too striated right now to just be walking around if you're not trying to compete." He's just like, "Dude, eat more. If you want
mm,
to, add more muscle, obviously you got to eat more." And I just get into this zone where it's just like I want to look aesthetic all year round because of business.
mm,
It's the proofs in the pudding. So like for business, I'm my own walking billboard. So like I try to stay roughly as grainy as I can when I can, but it's time to probably up the calories, like I said, and let's explore a little bit more because I've been doing this for roughly 2.5 years, cruising at this altitude with my calories and everything's perfect. But like, if you want to go to the next level, you gotta up everything at the same time.
Who do you like? Who motivates you? Let's say, like when you're, trying to get in the zone, you got somebody out there that motivates you.
Uh, my mom and my dad. I mean, I
Mm,
look to them as they're like my superheroes because I watched them, so they're the ones essentially that got me.
mm,
The gym bug is because of them.
mm,
So, and my wife, man, my wife's always in my corner. She's the one that does all the meal prepping. She says, "Stay out of the kitchen." I'm less like, "Say less."
yeah. Well,
But
that's
yeah,
a good thing.
she's definitely in. She's definitely in it with me. It's like they say bodybuilding's like a very selfish one man sport, but it really isn't. There's
Mm,
so many people around you that got to keep you in the right mindset.
mm. Well, the food is a huge deal. Like prepping
She,
all that food, it's like a big deal. Like it's a
yeah,
huge.
she enjoys cooking, so like I
Yeah.
just let her do her thing, and I keep it real easy with her.
Yeah.
Just cook me ground turkey and 3 pounds of jasmine rice and everything else, eggs. I can do all that stuff on my own, but just like the main meat and potatoes, she takes care of all that.
Nice. What's like a cheat meal look like for you? Like if you
Oh
were,
man,
what's that
yeah.
look?
like cheeseburger and French fries, man, is like my thing. That or pizza.
Well, it can't just be one cheeseburger. How many cheeseburgers are we
No,
talking
yeah. It's either got to be one big one or at least two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds about right. And
yeah.
you hit a shake or a dessert after, or what? Is that it? Just cheeseburger first?
Cheesecake is my thing. A
Yeah,
good like New York style cheesecake. I'll go to town on that.
nice. Do you got your wife cooking this like low sugar cheesecake, or you actually going out there and picking it up?
No, we picked that up. There ain't no cooking. We bake cookies. That's about it. That's as far as our desserts go at home.
Nice, nice. So, are you like when it comes to your diet? Are you like on a Mediterranean diet or keto? What's
I'm like on a just a free for all bodybuilding diet. It's more numbers wise, not so much the food I'm eating. It's just I'm just trying to hit my numbers. So whatever it takes to get there is how I eat. But mainly it's eggs, sourdough bread for breakfast. Yogurt bowls are big with granola, mixed fruit, ground turkey, jasmine rice. And then every once in a while, I'll throw in some red meat just to keep myself sane.
Do you find I find that the turkey makes me a little bit tired? Do you get tired off of the turkey or no?
I'm just tired in general,
Mm.
but I haven't run into like I think that it's more probably like placebo, like
Yeah.
the what is it that is in Turkey that they say that makes you tired?
Tryptophan,
The
tryptophan.
tryptophan, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I don't find myself getting tired. I typically don't have a turkey meal before the gym. It's usually something fast acting, whether it's like 5 eggs and like 2 slices of sourdough, or maybe some rice cakes and peanut butter.
Mm. So in terms of like, when you're going to go compete, does your diet's pretty much the same? You just kind of drop the
Just
cows
drops.
down?
Yeah. Pretty
Nice.
much.
Nice. And, how did you like, obviously you got your family's been in bodybuilding, but was there like a story or something that happened early on outside of that that kind of like you really got you going into it? Like, did you meet somebody at the gym? Did you see a show? Was there something that happened where you were like, hey, like, I want to do this, for a show? Can
I
you?
think it was just traveling around gym to gym throughout my life, and so many people saying, have you done a show? Did you do a show? Are you getting ready for a show? Da da da. Da. And then finally, I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. Like, let's do it.
Mm,
It wasn't so much, there was a part of me that wanted to fulfill the family dream, which was my mom did one, my dad's done them, and I wanted to do one. So
mm,
that was also a key factor in doing it. But just hearing it enough, and then hearing it from guys that have competed, kind of gave me the courage to do it.
mm. When you look back, at the shows you've done and with the knowledge that you have now, where you are now, is there something that you kind of wish you would have done a little bit differently, maybe?
I've I've run into problems with just sometimes the coaches like that. Like, I don't know. One of them before, like one right before a show, he was actually, which was, it sounded like a suicide mission because he was doing a show at the same time, the same show I was doing, just a different weight class, whole different everything. He figured that he could be able to monitor me, and it just was a catastrophe towards the end. He like fell off the face of the earth, and then I saw him at the show. Like the last like 3 weeks of the show, I was doing damage control, reaching out to my mom, my dad, just trying to like, hey, this is where I'm at. Like, just I know it's not gonna be perfect, but give me some kind of direction because right now this is like not good.
Mm. Nice.
So just finding the right coach, and this time I'm gonna really like take my time.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Did you have any questions for myself or anything you wanted to touch upon?
I mean, how'd you find me? And how did I get so lucky to be joined with you on this podcast, seeing the track record of people you have on here, and then you got me, which I feel like I'm just some normal dude.
No, honestly, I saw you and I was like, this guy could definitely like you like could be like the next. big thing. Like,
I'm trying.
bro, like,
It's steadily growing. I won't lie, but like I'm
yeah.
just trying to keep my head on straight and not let things go sideways. But yeah, it's growing, and that's all I want to do. I'll just trying to lock in some kind of brand deal or
Mm.
deals, and then just do what I love to do. But I'm just looking for peace, like peace of mind, and I'm just trying to make sure all my ducks are in a line, make sure things can be paid. So it's just one of those things that anything extra is always awesome.
Well, you definitely got from the sounds of it, you definitely got the winning support system, with your wife cooking for you, your parents behind you. I mean, like, that's a big thing. I know a lot of the guys that are, you know, they don't really have that, and it makes
It's
it very
hard. It's hard
difficult.
if people
Yeah.
aren't on board in the same household. Then it's just like
Oh, it's hard.
it's
Yeah.
a suicide mission. That
Yeah.
happened to me too in like a show like Long Down the Road, different relationship. It was just like not on the same page, and it was not good.
Mm. I know you mentioned you train at a lot of different gyms, right? And I like to check out
Oh
different
yeah, I've
gyms.
been all over the world and
Yeah.
all over the states.
Where's your favorite? If you were to say you got to go to this one gym, where's the number one gym that you suggest for atmosphere, vibe, whatever?
Man, there's been a few.
Mm,
I could rattle off a couple over here. Definitely Champs
mm,
in Clearwater, Derek's gym.
mm,
Man, that place has every machine that you can think of for every muscle group, and all
mm,
the machines are smooth. The people in there is the vibe. There's like all competitors in there, so everybody's there for business.
mm,
You go in there, and if you're not ready for that, it's very unmotivating if
mm,
your body isn't up to where you want it, and then you walk into this place because then you're
mm,
just gonna feel like, what am I doing? But you got
mm,
to realize these people weren't born that way. They have to work. Everybody's trying to get to the finish line as fast as they can, but it's not like that. It's a lifestyle, and
mm,
you grow as time goes on. You
mm,
can't
mm.
just in 3 months be a totally
Yeah, I was just in Dubai and I went to the MMA K Fit or something.
how was that?
This is the best gym I've ever been to.
Six.
Honestly, like,
Yeah.
honest to God, like that, they have the outdoor vibe, and it's like you can't even compare it. Like, I didn't even understand until I got there. It's like a whole nother level. Like, that is like the TKMMA, I think it's called. That's the one gym I would suggest you definitely make the trip to check it
It's
out.
it's in the list of places to go, so I'll definitely check it out when I'm over there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there who are probably, on the fence when it comes to competing. They're sitting there and they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. And what advice can you give people to kind of like, go do it? What's the advice that you can give people?
If you're gonna do it, be all in.
Mm,
Don't go. Don't. It can't be a I don't know, fat. You're gonna get to the end, and you're gonna get to the time where it's time to step on stage, and you're gonna see all the other guys, and you're gonna ask yourself, what the hell was I doing the last 16 weeks?
mm,
Like, you got to be all in, and if you're all in and you give it everything you got, and you've put together the best physique you could do in that amount of time, then go for it. Obviously you gotta test the waters. Nobody's just gonna walk on, like, no phenom that is gonna walk on stage their first show and then all of a sudden just be like
mm,
this Mr. Olympia, especially if it's your first show. So,
mm,
but yeah, be all in. Just stay focused and try to just get the most out of it
mm,
while you're in it, because it's
mm,
not easy. It isn't.
mm, mm. What for you, like, would you say like the last week, 2 weeks, like when would you say that it starts to get really hard where it's like, you don't want to do a hell of a lot. You just want to stay in one place.
Yeah,
When
when you're completely depleted the last couple of weeks,
yeah.
it's just, where majority of it's all your water's going down, your calories are going down. You just don't want to deal with anything.
Yeah, like I watched this video recently. I didn't realize this, but I just watched this video where Ronnie Coleman, he actually stayed home, didn't leave his house except once a week to go to church for the whole 12-week prep. Like,
It's wild. Yeah.
I was like,
Sometimes you just got to be out of sight, out of mind, man, because there's just
yeah.
so much distraction out there that could throw you off. So it's all business at that point, especially at that level
Mm,
where you
mm,
got real money on the line,
mm,
real reputation on the line.
mm, mm. In terms of like your training split, like what does that look like in terms of like, the everyday? Are you training one body part a week? Give us some insight.
It's like chest, try, back, by, legs, quads. So a quad day,
Mm,
then shoulders with arms, and then a hamstring day with
mm,
calves.
mm,
So
mm,
roughly, five, and then there's that extra day for lagging body parts.
mm. So when do you actually take a full day off? You don't do shit, or do you still go and do some
I
cardio?
try to always get my 10,000 steps in, whether, how accurate the Apple Watch is or not. It just keeps me, with some kind of general information, but at least 10,000 steps a day.
Nice,
Some
nice,
just active getting out. Like if we're not going to the gym, we're out walking around, grabbing lunch somewhere, but like being active.
nice. And how's your sleep?
I I get into bed about 9:30 and wake up at 7 a.m. And it's my sleep's pretty solid. I have some bad nights sometimes, just tossing and turning, but roughly I get good sleep.
That's a great sleep. That's like, what is that, like 10 hours? That's huge.
I'm an
Like
old
that.
man. I'm an old man, dude. Like I love to relax and wind down. Whether I pass out immediately at 9:30, that's not gonna happen. But like I'm in bed at 9:30 with the timer on the TV, set for like 30 to 40 minutes, and then when that TV goes off, I'm off. Whether I fall asleep prior or after, but definitely around that time.
Nice. And what's your morning routine look like?
Wake up, have my vitamins, and I wait roughly like 30 minutes before I actually eat anything. So
Mm,
like I'll have like my greens with my vitamins, and then I'll have like another EAA. So like I'm at like, let's say, 40 ounces of liquid water, just to get just for the stomach and everything. And then I'll have my yogurt bowl and my bagel and my liquid egg whites.
mm. You don't play around with this breakfast in the morning, eh? This
Oh,
is like,
my breakfast is my favorite part, man. The
oh,
liquid egg whites from Muscle Lake. I don't know if you ever had them,
no,
dude. They're so money. I don't know if you can get them in Canada. You might have to
no.
drive across the border.
You know what? The only thing I'm allergic to is eggs, believe it or not.
Are you?
Yeah,
Damn.
that's my only thing that I'm allergic to. And yeah,
What's
so,
your diet look like?
well, I don't actually eat usually until 4, believe it or not.
Okay.
So I'll be like fasted until 4, and then I'll have usually like steak, vegetables, and some avocado, right? And then I'll go hit the weights about an hour later. So in the morning, I'll do like fasted cardio. I'll come back, have my BCA product, uh, and then that'll be my first meal. And then after I train, I'll have a shake, and then I'll have another meal about an hour later. So I'm only doing.
Do you track at all, or you kind of just
No, I'm just
know
kind
what
of like,
you eat?
I'm trying to get like about 180 grams of protein a day, and that's kind of like my only thing I'm really tracking.
Yeah.
And everything else is like pretty much not tracked. I'm just like how I feel. Like if
No, yeah, I
one,
get it.
yeah, I always want to just be able to see there's like a vein that comes in my stomach, and if I can see the vein, I'm good.
Then
Like,
you're good. Yeah.
but once the vein starts like disappearing, then I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I gotta like step
I
in.
got you. Yeah, the mirror
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the biggest truth teller, man. It
yeah.
never lies.
For me, I don't know. Everyone's kind of different, but I just kind of pay attention to sugar. So like if I like carbs doesn't really do much for changing my body, but like the sugar I feel like holds water and definitely impacts me the most. So the one thing I'm like always the sugar. So that's my really thing that I'll kind of like monitor is like I want to keep the sugar as low as possible. I started putting a little bit of honey in my like post workout shake, but other than that, I'm not really putting any sugar in anything.
Yeah, I'm really not adding sugar into anything unless it, the little bits that come in certain things. But my sugar intake's pretty low.
Mm. But I mean, I like to be around 180. I used to be 220, so quite a bit heavier. But for me, it's a little bit too
No,
much.
you look good. You look good at
Yeah,
180. I see your
yeah,
videos. Yeah, yeah, you're
yeah.
solid, dude.
180 is
That's
kind
that's
of like,
that's fight
yeah,
that's fight weight right there.
yeah. I'm ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
but other than that, I don't know. For me, I feel just like, I'm not competing. I have competed, but I'm not competing. But just kind of like, living life. Look,
Yeah,
feeling
it's just
good.
a balance, man. It's all
Yeah.
about balance at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I'm not that tall, right? Like I'm 5'10", so
Yeah,
I'm like,
6'3".
yeah. So that's
I got to fill out a wingspan that's 12 feet long, man.
well. At least you get to eat a lot of food being 6'3". I mean, that's got to be somewhat enjoyable. I don't know. I like to
It
eat,
is.
so
It is. I
yeah.
still got to watch the midsection because that's the first thing that shows. My midsection could be looking flat, but I'll have veins in my legs, so it's just like one of those things that drives me nuts. Is the midsection? It's
Yeah.
always been. It's always been.
I don't know. For me, I find like, yeah, I'm about the same way, but I find I'm usually pretty dry, which is, so I find I start to notice the water, yeah, definitely in the sides here before anything.
That
Yeah.
drives me nuts.
Yeah. That's kind of my, but hey, listen, you were a great guest and I really appreciate it.
No,
Is
I
there anything
appreciate you, man. We should do this again, honestly.
for
Whenever.
sure? Is there anything you want to leave us with? Any last statement, any inspiration, anything at all?
You know, just lock in and do you, man.
Mm,
Honestly, like whatever goal you have in life, do it to the extreme.
mm, I like that.
It is why half-ass things, man. If you're passionate about something, if there's something in you that's just burning, start kicking the doors in, man. Burn the
This,
bridges.
this is the exact advice
Burn,
I
burn,
gave
burn
him.
the boats, man. No
I
retreat.
I gave my son this advice. He was talking about doing this business, right? He kept talking to me about it and talking to me about it. I said, listen, if you want to do this, you want to be successful, you got to go all in, right?
Yeah, you
And he
definitely.
was like holding back, holding back. Now he went all in and his business is like
Yeah.
it's insane. So
Even in the smallest minute thing of like social media, I one day I clocked in and I'm just like, I'm going all in. I'm posting 2 to 3 times a day. I'm blowing up the stories. And I'm just gonna push until I break through this algorithm. And then just one day it just popped off, and then it's never been the same ever since.
I like that. I like that.
So
Good, good, good. I like that because that's something that a lot of people are struggling with nowadays is having the confidence to put out content.
yeah, getting
They're
on
always,
getting on
yeah.
the camera and talking, man. I've never been the biggest public speaker. I hated it in school.
Mm, mm,
I hate it, period. But I had to just kind of like get over that hump and just talk to the camera. People want to know who you are. They want to invest in you. They don't want to invest in your body. Like there's like 150 million people that look awesome. It's what's your character like? Who are
mm,
you? What story do you have? People
mm,
invest in people, not the body.
mm. I agree 100%. All right, my man. Have a great day. Thanks again for coming on Perform.
100%, man. Thank you.
All right. Talk
All
soon.
right, bro.